Hello, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCal Saber. Thank you for stopping by. I hope everybody had a nice Christmas and a Christmas week. And it is Saturday, and we are ready to talk about the music that I listened to this week. I was a little bit busy, but I did get all the music in this week. The first one I'm going to talk about. This is a 2017 album that has me a little bit confused, and this is All Troops or All Tropes, supposedly by Sporty Lee. Now, when I did some research on this, I got confused because some of the people called All Troops the name of the company or the name of the band, and Sporty Lee the singer, and so I just got confused. If anybody knows anything about this, all I know is that this was the only full album produced by All Troops or Sporty Lee. And it's in the alt rock and indie rock fashion. And this is part of I got a lot to go working through that big bundle of unknowns that I got in that whatnot collection building bid that I made. This one was okay, and got it in there. I know since I won't be going for looking for any more sport, at least like I got a Coke bottle, clear, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to give it G for the week. It's good. Come in a nice polylined sleeve, and so it's good. Given it's a good. It's the first time I've had or heard anything by that particular artist. If Sporty Lee is the artist, and so it's in the collection. Now, before I go on, I wanted to remind you of something in case you didn't see the post. Next Tuesday, the 30th, I'll be live at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yes, live. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over, at the end of each Saturday review, I pick out two that I like the most. I'm going to be going over the list of the favorites that I picked out in 2025, trying to whittle it down to 10, and then I'll go on from there to rank them 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So please join me if you want to, and join in, give me some comments and so forth. And while you're at it, go down there on this video and hit the like button. And if you're watching and haven't subscribed to it, please do so. Help the channel grow. The next one I picked up, again from Whatnot, was the 1989 reunion album by Jefferson Airplane, titled Jefferson Airplane. I previously had owned this on the CD. No, it didn't create all of that much spark. They did go on tour. I think it might have ranked in the top 50 during the year. The opening song, Planes, was probably their biggest hit. And then they also did Summer of Love, which was a pretty cool song also. Solidarity. Yeah, there's some good music on here. Glad to have you guys know I'm a Jefferson Airplane fan, so I'm glad to have it in the collection. It's a vinyl. I did have it on CD. Sometimes I don't buy them the vinyl on CD, but this was in the Whatnot. See, it's not on the re-releases on Epic, where during their heydays, their albums were on Grunt Records. And all the originals came back for this reunion. I lost a lot of my notes. Somehow my file got deleted, so if it seems like I'm a little short on the album information this week, that's the reason why the old man lost it. Can't tell. So that was the 1989 reunion album, Jefferson Airplane by Jefferson Airplane. And we're going to be moving on. And then here comes one that was part of the unknown part of the selection. And this was Thrash of the Titans 2 from a 2005 concert tour by various artists. You can see the things back there. You know, I'm not a thrash metal thrash fan at all. So I wasn't real happy about this one. And then they got the little insert in here. But it's in the collection. Someday somebody might like it and take it from me. If you're a thrash fan, let me know what artist you like in thrash. This is on a nice looking, crazy looking gray type splatter. At first I thought I was stuff on the record, but it's splatter. The record was in good shape and played well. Played the music well. And like I said, not a very big fan of thrash, and I was not a big fan of this one here. So, you know, all I can say about this ranking for the week is F minus, fair minus. I don't know if I'll ever call anything no good unless it's just a totally scratched up album or something like that. But that was Thrash of the Titans 2 from the 2005 concert tour by various artists. There's a lot of people out there. Did get a good surprise on Christmas Day. My grandson bought him and I tickets to see Ghost, and it's coming February. I'm really looking forward to that. I have become a Ghost fan. All right, the next one we got here, this is a picture disc, and this is Living in the Material World, the 50th anniversary by George Harrison. Okay, this was originally released in 2023, but this was re-released this year on Record Store Day, Black Friday Record Store Day. I wasn't paying attention, because had I been paying attention, I probably wouldn't have picked it up because I'm not a fan of picture discs. Okay, this was mixed by his son, or remixed by his son, which is cool. I'll take it out of here before you can see it a little bit better. It's on 180 gram vinyl. It is cool looking. But I've found in the past that the picture disc sound qualities didn't measure up to the other ones. Some people say, I've heard people say that they're starting to change the material that they make these picture discs out of. They're not made out of the PFC or PVC or whatever it is that regular albums are. So they're starting to change the material. You know, this has a nice little insert in here. I already showed you that part and that part. And in here, you know, and it's got there's some good tracks on, you know. Give Me Love, Give Me Peace, you know. Living in a Material World, and a bunch of other good stuff on here. It's nice to have this in the collection. Try to get this up here a little bit closer so you can see the tracks. So, I gave it, even though it's a picture disc, I gave it VG. Very good because of the material. It wasn't. It was a combination of probably the music driving it into VG more than the quality of the sound, which was probably G plus. But anyway, this was the record store release of 2025, the 50th anniversary of Living in the Material World by George Harrison. Into the collection, glad to have it. All right, that time of the week, we're going to get into some CDs. First one I pulled out was number 175. It's a 1993 album by Kenny Loggins. Outside from the Redwoods. This is recorded in at a concert in, I think, Northern California is what I remember. So the notes on that one is gone. And I really like this because this really had a lot of his hits on it. In the renditions, the last two, I'm going to see if I can remember the names now. The renditions of Footloose and I'm All Right, the last two songs on this album, the live renditions were really, really good. I really enjoyed them. I enjoyed the whole album, but those last two really topped it off, for me anyway, in a very great way. I've always liked Kenny Loggins' music. I got some other stuff by him. And we got a booklet we're going to take a look at here. And we're going to unfold this way. And we're going to unfold this way. We're going to unfold this way. And one more, and then I'll flip it over and you can see the back. It's a nice production quality too for a CD. Very nice looking disc. A good time tapping my feet listening to this one. So for this one here for the week, folks, I'm going VG Plus on it. This was a good one. What you haven't listened to it before, check it out on your streaming services. You might be interested in buying it through them or picking it up, the physical media. There we go. Outside from the Redwoods, 1993 live album by Kenny Loggins. Okay, the next we got is a 1993 album also. And this is the soundtrack, the movie Philadelphia. And this features a collection of songs that complements the film's narrative and emotional depth. Got Bruce Springsteen on it, Peter Gabriel, Pauletta Washington, the Spin Doctors. And the Spin Doctors song is a standout track that played during a pivotal scene in the film. And this features 9 different artists on it. Got Springsteen singing the opener and then Neil Young singing in the closer before the instrumental came on. Good album. Forgot that I even owned it. I'm sure I picked this up after watching the movie and hearing a couple of the songs on the soundtrack. What we got going here? What are you doing here, Bill? Yeah, Streets of Philadelphia by Springsteen, pretty powerful song. And so was the song just called Philadelphia by Neil Young. Pretty powerful, good stuff. Got a pretty standard type of a CD, but it does have color in it. You know, this was moving along at a VG pace until it hit the opera. There was some opera on there. And I am definitely not a fan of opera. And so, because of the opera, I'm only going to give it a G plus for the week. Let's see. Okay, Bruce and Neil, pay attention to who you're hanging out with. Okay, Philadelphia. Soundtrack, 1993 from the movie. Good stuff. And then we finished the week up with another Neil Diamond album. I have 5 LPs and a 3 CD box set in my collection by Neil Diamond. This one here is the 1978 release, You Don't Bring Me Flowers. Was his 12th studio album. It contains a duet with Barbra Streisand, which I found interesting when I was reading, and it's some interesting trivia that I'll pass on to you in a second here. Let's take a look at the inner. The trivia is Neil had originally sang and recorded You Don't Bring Me Flowers on one of his previous albums. And Barbra Streisand had recorded the same song on one of her albums, independent of each other. Then the radio station started messing around and trying to mix the two of them together and mixing them together and playing them on the air. And so, thus, Neil and Barbara got together and recorded it together and made the duet, which became a very, very big hit. Okay. But I thought that was pretty cool that the radio stations got involved in the creation of this song. And that was a big hit. I also think Forever in Blue Jeans is one I really like, and that was one of the hits. That reached number 20 on the charts. And the instrumentation on this was completely different. Like some of the songs on side A had a big orchestra sounding, symphonic type thing going. And then all of a sudden you're going on side 2 and you got an acoustic song. And then you got other songs you can attribute to disco, like what's the name of that song? The Dancing Bumblebee Bumble Boogie. That was like disco to me. Disco was going out at this time, starting to go out, but they're trying to take advantage of it again. So that was pretty good. I enjoyed the whole album. I haven't heard it in many years now, and I enjoyed it, and I gave it a VG for the week. So that wraps up to what I listened to. Now let's pick what I picked for the favorites that'll be included in next Tuesday's thing. I am not going to pick Jefferson Airplane, only because it's very good, and only because I probably have picked it with the CD earlier. I don't remember, but I do have it on CD also. And it's one of my favorites, so I kind of incline to be partial towards them. So I'm going to pick Outside from the Red Ones, the 1993 album by Kenny Loggins. Check that one out. That is a dandy. And then let's see what else I'm going to pick. I think I will pick, I'll pick the Neil Diamond one, You Don't Bring Me Flowers. I enjoyed that whole one to top off the week. So there we go. Outside from the Red Ones from Kenny Loggins and Neil Diamond, You Don't Bring Me Flowers. Got picked as the favorites for this week. So hope to see you on Tuesday. Something different. Hope you can participate and give me your thoughts on certain artists and different albums that I'm going to be talking about and so forth. So SoCal Saver, thank you for stopping by. Take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to each other. Stay safe.